Welcome to 2 Minute Tuesdays, education in 2 minutes or less.
Welcome to Chief's Corner, and today's 2 Minute Tuesday. Today we're going to be talking about an advanced mode of mechanical ventilation known as APRV, or airway pressure release ventilation. This mode is often associated with ARDS and acute lung injury because it's an open lung strategy that aims at improving oxygenation while reducing the risk of barotrauma. Now, when we think about oxygenation, we often think about FiO2 and PEEP, but we forget about the other variables that can increase oxygenation as well, like increasing FRC or mean airway pressure, and that is the main purpose of APRV. Now, APRV is simple enough to understand once you realize it's really just pressure control ventilation with an inverse IE ratio. Now, let's take a look at pressure control to first understand why APRV is probably a little bit better. In pressure control ventilation, we have a set pressure high and we have a set pressure low. In PC, we call this inspiratory pressure and PEEP. In this case, we're set at 32 centimeters of water and 12 centimeters of water PEEP. This is going to give us a mean airway pressure of about 16 centimeters of water. Now, we have a normal IE ratio. We're spending more time in the expiratory phase than we do the inspiratory phase. And if the patient were to breathe spontaneously, it could only be done during the expiratory phase, and it would just trigger another mandatory breath. Now, with APRV, it's really, again, the same thing as pressure control, just with an inverse ratio. So we spend more time in the inspiratory phase than we do in the expiratory phase. We still have an inspiratory pressure set. In this case, it's a pressure high of 28. We still have a PEEP. In this case, it's an average pressure low of about 7 because PEEP is variable. We'll talk about that next time. And we have a long inspiratory time and a very short expiratory time. So our mean airway pressure ends up being about 23 centimeters of water, much better with lower inspiratory pressures. Now, the patient can breathe spontaneously actually throughout the inspiratory phase, freely, as big or as little as they want. It does not trigger any other mandatory breath. And so it's kind of like an IMV version of pressure control, if you will. Except, again, you can breathe during the inspiratory phase instead of the normal expiratory phase. So if we put these two together, you see that our mean airway pressure is improved with APRV over pressure control ventilation while reducing our risk of barotrauma because our inspiratory pressures are set at a lower level. And that is why this is used as a rescue mode in very risky barotrauma situations. Tune in next week and we'll talk about specific settings.